Let's see. Shalom, everyone. Am I live? Shalom. All right. This has been difficult, but I think I'm live. Hold on, y'all. Let me check it. Give me one moment. Yeah, all right. Finally. But it looks. Give me one moment. Okay. How do I? Why am I hearing? Hold on, y'all. I got to figure this out. Yeah, all right. Finally. Let's see. How do I mute this? Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the free astrotheology course. All right, y'all. Let me see. I don't know why I'm getting an echo. Y'all like and share the video. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Why can't I hear myself? I don't. Hold on, y'all. So I'm going live on is it? Okay. I know what's happening. Hold on. I think, let me see. Mic check. Okay. I think I gotta mute the mic on YouTube. Does YouTube have a mic? It looks like my picture is still. What's happening with this, y'all? Hold on. Let's see if that fixed it. Welcome to the free astrotheology course, y'all. Bear with me. I'm doing this live from a new device and from my Zoom account. And I'm trying to get rid of this. I'm trying to get rid of the are y'all there? Hold on. Let's see. And I'm trying to mic check. Mic check. Hold on. YouTube. I'm trying to get rid of the are y'all there? Let's see. Mic check. Hold on. All right, y'all let me know. I don't want to hear myself. Hold on. I think. Okay, let me turn that down so I can't hear it. Give me 1 second, y'all. We're going to get started in a minute. I had to overcome quite a few technical issues hold on, to get this together. So mic check. Just bear with me, y'all. We're going to get started in a minute. If you haven't subscribed, okay, let me turn that down so I can't I'm inviting y'all to subscribe. 1 second, y'all. We're going to get started in a minute. I had to overcome You won't get, this is the only place I know where you get the information that I'm giving y'all. So subscribe. It helps out a lot. More than you might realize, okay? So y'all go ahead and subscribe. Let's pick it back up. It's been almost a week since I have been here. I've been a little bit under the weather. Y'all may be able to hear it in my voice. A lot of changes happening in my life right now, and dealing with a lot of things, but I'm still here. I'm still here. So we are on page 100, chapter 9, IX. Chapter 9, IX. By the way, I'm going to put the information on, give me 1 second, y'all. I've got to do some things differently because YouTube they censored my last video about the planetary hours. Now you can search YouTube for planetary hours and you'll find all kind of videos, right? About planetary hours and how to find the length of planetary hours. So the last video that I did had a lot to do with planetary hours and then finding the length of each hour. So why is that important to us? Well, as I mentioned, and I'm not going to go through this, I'm going to put the how-to video on Patreon. I'm not going to put it on YouTube because no one will get to see it. All right. So I'm going to put it on Patreon. And if y'all are interested in this tool that our ancient ancestors used, the prophets used it according to the story. Right? Now, I'm not talking about the religious aspect of it. I'm talking about the cultural aspect of it, the heritage, not Judaism. So separate the two. Okay? So what does this do? This tool allows you to use the magnetism or electromagnetism that's available to us for free, coming from cosmic energy or coming from the heavenly bodies. To harness that, much like your cell phone, mobile phone, iPad, laptop, computer is able to harness the energy coming through Wi-Fi or through your Ethernet. There is information embedded on those energy waves. And your device harnesses that energy and information, processes it, and shows you a video, a photograph, shows you a text file, shows you a PDF, takes you to Amazon, takes you to Patreon, takes you wherever, whatever information is embedded in that energy. When your device processes it, you get that information to use. Okay, so whether you use that information for a project at work, whether you use that information for a personal reason, doesn't matter, right? Whether you use it for good or bad, for good or evil, for work or for play, it doesn't matter. The energy is just available to anyone who has a device that can process it. Doesn't care what kind of person you are, doesn't care what your religion is, right? Doesn't care about any of that. And cosmic energy is the same way. has nothing to do with devils, demons, witches, and warlocks. That's a religious remix to keep you away from the science of electromagnetism or just magnetism. That's all it is. It's just to scare you away from the science of magnetism. Period. Hope everyone understands this. So what can you do? Well, you can use this information, this energy that has been embedded or encoded with information. You can use it to make your projects, make your goals successful by imbuing them with the cosmic magnetic energy. Period. So for example, let's say you want to record a writ. Okay? Or you want to send a writ, any type of law. You can use this. All right? So you record it at the proper time. Remember, the heavenly bodies are for what? Signs, times, seasons, etc. Go back to Genesis and read it for yourself. So I'm going to put the video together on how to harness the cosmic energy and then embed it or infuse your projects, your law work with that cosmic energy to increase the likelihood of its success like our ancestors used to do. All right? What's the difference from this and using electricity? From this or using chemistry, what's the difference? There is no difference. It's science. The difference is, well, if you're a chemist, you understand chemistry. If you're not a chemistry, you don't understand chemistry. So the chemist can work in the profession of chemistry and understand it, but the layperson cannot. But you use it. You use it. Huh? You use it. Okay, so you have experience with it. You have some knowledge of it. But with the cosmic energy, most of us don't have any experience. We're not aware of it. But we have been lied to, and it has been presented to us falsely so that we have superstitious beliefs about it. Okay? Can you imagine, y'all? Can you imagine having a superstitious belief about Ajax or about bleach or about dish liquid? A superstitious belief about soap? Can you imagine? Because you never heard of the chemistry? Because you never took baths? Can you imagine having a superstitious belief about a mobile phone? About a handheld device? Can you imagine that? You've been taught that it's evil and wicked and of the devil? I give you another example. TikTok. There's been a lot going on about TikTok. TikTok, from what I understand, I don't know because I'm not in the West. But from what I understand, TikTok in the West, let's say in North America, is very toxic. It promotes immorality in the extreme. I don't know because I don't use TikTok. I'm not in the West. This is what I've seen on social media. Okay, it promotes women behaving like whores, degrading themselves. But in China, TikTok is used to promote academic excellence, spelling contests, okay? Academic excellence. But in the West, immorality and degrading behavior. Well, what's the difference? TikTok is just an app. The only difference is the purpose that you're using it for, right? That's all. So if you're told that TikTok is evil and it's wicked, well, just go to China and you'll see that TikTok is being used for honorable purposes that advance civilization. Okay? What's the same thing with anything? Okay? So cosmic energy is just that, cosmic energy. The intelligent, and the higher self more can harness the cosmic energy using intelligence and higher self thinking and behavior to plan and execute all of his projects in life or her projects in life and increase the probability of their success tremendously. And this is what our ancestors did. All right, so I'm going to put this together within the next couple days and put it on YouTube, put it on Patreon, y'all. All right, so it'll be there. I'll tell you what it is and how to use it. Okay, so am I an expert in this? No, I'm not an expert in it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm not an expert in it. So I'm going to put the video together based upon what I know and what I can do. All right. And it's for you, Moors, to look and learn and pick it up and use it and learn yourself. All right. That's what it's for. This is the recovery of our heritage. All right. It's the recovery of our heritage. I have not heard of any Moors. Maybe there are, but I don't know of any. I haven't seen any on YouTube or Facebook who are teaching people how to use this cosmic energy in this way. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you how to set everything up, teach you what a planetary hour is, teach you how to calculate the planetary hours, and then teach you how to use the tool. Okay? So we're going to get into, it's called electoral astrology. So for example, when should you record your paperwork? When should you take any lawful action? Okay? When should you initiate any proceeding? Initiate due process of law. When? Schedule it. So you'll use this tool for that. All right. And then as we go, as I learn, I'm going to put the information together for you for medical astrology. All right, y'all know my background. I'm a physician by training, education and training. Okay, so I'll put together the medical astrology. That ought to be fun. That'll be fun to learn about. But these things I'm going to put on Patreon so that I don't have to worry about YouTube. All right, y'all. It's unnecessary stress to have to worry about doing all this work and then YouTube coming along and censoring it or even threatening to take down your channel. All right. So I hope everyone understands that. All right. Anyway, y'all, I'm excited about it. I'm excited. If anybody wants to contribute in terms of their knowledge of the topic, reach out to me, Yasapa at zionlawschool.org. Yasapa at zionlawschool.org. All right, y'all? And we're going to make it do what it do. Okay? So let's see. Where are we? Let's get into this now. I actually lost track of where we started. I think it's been 6 days, 7 days since I've gone live. Hold on, y'all. Let me, I'm tired. I've been under the weather. Y'all like and share the video for me, okay? Be good to me. Be good to me. All right. So here we go. Chapter IX, chapter 9. Of prophets or seers. Note, prophets or seers, mediums, and magnetic healers. Why are prophets mentioned in the same breath as seers? See, are seers evil, y'all? Are they wicked? Mediums, are mediums wicked, y'all? Bucket booty, wicked? And magnetic healers. Magnetic healers. Well, let's dig into it, okay? Let's make it do what it do now. Page 100. Now, let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. Let's be intellectual right now and leave your doctrine, leave your religious doctrines and beliefs at the door. Okay? Let's deal with the subject matter. And that only. Okay, y'all? Treat this as though you are in a university classroom. And they got nothing to do with your religious beliefs, okay? So y'all have an open mind and let's get into it. Here we are, page 100. The zodiacal sign Sagittarius or Centaur, the Centaurian. In astrology, signifies the tallest among men. Y'all got that? The tallest among men. So very tall men. Also tall things in general and long things. Tall things and long things in general. Okay? So very tall men, the tallest of the men, and tall things and long things in general. Okay? Sagittarius signifies one fond of dealing with horses, one fond of dealing with asses, one fond of dealing with pets, one who deals with javelins, spears, guns, pointed long things such as pencils and pens, and all sharp and pointed instruments Notice this, y'all. High places, high places, high places, upper chambers, or high above the ground and the highest peaks. Now, y'all remember, y'all remember, y'all heard of the Washita Moors? The empress talked about how our ancestors built an altar on a high place, and in the book she wrote, the name of the book escapes my mind right now. But that book is a good read. That book is a darn good read, not only for its content, but to learn how she got her information. Because you can copy what she did. In chapter IX, chapter 9 of the first book of Samuel, we find an account of Saul. See verse 2. Now, why are we talking about Saul? Saul. If I remember correctly from the devil's pulpit, Saul is Paul. And Paul is Sagittarius, half man, half horse. You get this out of the devil's pulpit. So Paul in the New Testament is actually a reflection, or is Saul of the Old Testament, okay? It's a literary trick, okay? Here's how the verse reads. This is verse 2. All right, Samuel chapter 9, verse 2, quote unquote. A choice young man and a goodly. And there was not among the children of Israel a goodlier person than he. From his shoulders and upward. From his shoulders and upward. He was higher than any of the people. The zodiacal sign Sagittarius, or the centaur, the centurion, in astrology signifies the tallest among men. From Saul's shoulders and upward, he was higher than any of the people. A clear reference to Sagittarius. If you're in on the trick, if you're in on the trick, that these stories are zodiacal. Okay, y'all? If you don't know that, you don't see it. Okay, what did Jesus tell you? He said he speaks to the people in parables, so that although having eyes to see, you cannot perceive. Yeah, you got eyes to see. You read the text, but nobody ever gave you the game. Nobody ever gave you the game. That this is astrotheology, or the worship of the stars, the worship of the heavenly bodies. Okay, so now you've been given the game. Now you got eyes to see and you perceive. You're able to perceive. Okay, everybody see that? You got ears to hear, and you're able to understand what the Spirit is saying to the congregation right here, right now. Huh? You understand it. You hear me and you understand. The spell is being broken. Verse 3. And the asses, when you hear asses, you should think Sagittarius, right? We also learned that from the Devil's Pulpit, published in 1857. And the asses of Kish, Saul's father, were lost. And Kish said to Saul, his son, take no one of the servants with thee, and arise, go seek the asses. And when they were come to the land of Zuph, Saul said to his servant that was with him, come and let us return. Let my father leave caring for the asses and take thought of us. Verse 6. And he said unto him, behold, now there is in this city a man of God, and he has an honorable man. He has an honorable man. All that he said come surely to pass. That's a prophet, y'all. Now let us go thither, persuaded he can shew us our way that we should go. They're gonna ask him, and he's gonna tell them. So it sounds to me like he's going to function as a what? A seer, or a medium, or a prophet. But let's keep reading. All right, let's keep reading. Give me 1 second, y'all. I have to check something. Give me 1 second. I'm reviewing. Okay, 7, verse 7. Then said Saul to his servant, but behold, if we go, what shall we bring the man? For the bread is spent in our vessels. We ain't got no food to give him. And there is not a present to bring to the man of God. What have we? Wait a minute. So now they're showing us that their tradition is to give something of value to the prophet in exchange for his prophecy, in exchange for his information. This is the divine law of contracts, right? The divine law of contracts. Also, the natural law. Nothing's free. You have to give to get. Okay, you've got to give to get. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be finance. It can be a barter. If you don't have that, it could be kind words. But it must be done in sincerity and honesty. Okay? All right. Now let's continue. 8, verse 8. And the servant answered Saul again and said, behold, I have here at hand the fourth part of a shekel of silver. That's constitutional money. Huh? I've got a fourth part of a shekel of silver. I've got some money. Not finance, I've got some money. Let's go back to verse 7. Then it says Saul to his servant, but behold, if we go, what shall we bring the man? What shall we give him in exchange for his services? Why? Because the man had to give something to develop his skill. To develop his skill. And that took time. Okay? Not only that, it's just proper and polite. Right, y'all? Right? Everybody see it? Verse 8 continues. That will I give. That's the fourth of a shekel of silver. That will I give to the man of God to tell our way. So here we see a prophet, a seer, or a medium. And they're going to pay him. They're going to pay him. Right? All right. Now, I didn't make it up. Y'all see it. Y'all saw it yourself. Page 101, verse 9. Before time in Israel, when a man, hold on, y'all. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of God, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer, S-E-E-R, you Christians and Hebrew Israelites. For he is the one now called a prophet. Was before time called a seer. So wait a minute, y'all. Seers were called prophets at a later point in time. Y'all hear that? Seers, as in seeing the future. Seers is the first designation. And prophets came after. Okay, y'all? So get it out of your mind that a seer is wicked and evil and of the devil. You've been misled. You've been skillfully, adroitly guided into superstition. A lot of y'all thought seer is devil terminology or astrology terminology, right? No. Prophets were initially called seers. Now let's continue. Verse 10 through 17 inclusively describes Samuel as having waited for a person to this description to put his king over Israel, Isis, Ra, and El. Okay, so Isis, let's review Isis, Ra, and El. So Isis could be the moon, feminine. I've heard a Moorish brother call Isis the moon. Ra, of course, the sun rays. And then I've heard another Moor. I think he also referred to the moon as El. And I'm giving you information. I'm not saying he's right or wrong. And then I've read books where Isis, of course, is Virgo. Ra is the sun, the S-U-N sun. And El is Saturn. But y'all take it and do with it what you want, okay? Isis, Ra, and El is still astrological. All right. Some people will argue. I've heard Hebrew Israelites, they get mad because they say that Isis and Ra are Egyptian gods, and they don't like that. And then the El is the Canaanite pantheon of deities. They don't like that. But that's the surface level. Okay. Above that, Isis is actually the moon, but Isis is also Virgo. Okay, Ra, excuse me, Ra is the S-U-N sun. Okay, and El is Saturn. And by the way, y'all know I talked a little bit ago about the Honorable Prophet Muhammad's, I guess, modified fez. It has the sun, the moon, and the star. Okay, so now that let me pull up a picture so y'all can see the the Islamic the Islamic moon and star is actually Venus. The crescent Venus, and then the star is Venus. Okay, that's what I've read, but that's nothing for anybody to get mad about. Okay, it's nothing for anybody to get mad about if you disagree. I'm just telling you what I've read in books. So everyone see that? Can y'all see that? That's Elijah Muhammad. So this is what looks to me like a modified Fez. So can y'all see the sun over here? Hold on. The sun. And then it would be the crescent Venus, and then the star Venus. Okay. Everybody see that? But some people say it's the star and the moon, the crescent moon. Okay. Well, the sun, the crescent moon, and a star. All right. But ask somebody from NOI. Maybe they'll tell you the truth. Okay. I'm just putting the info out there so y'all will be aware. Okay, y'all, let's keep going. Verse 18, page 101. Quote unquote. Then Saul drew near to Samuel in the gate. Okay, so which gate? The gate toward the east. So when you hear gate, you should think the gates of the zodiac, right? North, south, east, and west. So the gate of the east would be Aries. The gate of the east will be Aries. Let's keep reading. Then Saul drew near to Samuel in the gate, viz. The east, and said, Tell me, I pray thee, where is the seer's house? Verse 19. And Samuel answered Saul and said, I am the seer. Go up before me unto the high place. The key word, y'all, is what? High place. Let's go back to page 100. The zodiacal sign, Sagittarius, in astrology signifies high places. Signifies high places. I'm just refreshing y'all memory. All right. So another reference to Sagittarius. Now let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. Now the whole account is strictly in accordance with astrology. In Saul, we have a very tall Jupiter person. Sagittarius is the strong house of Jupiter. Y'all got that? Y'all got that? Sagittarius is a strong house of Jupiter. All right. So in Saul, we have a very tall Jupiter person. Why? Why? Because the constellation Sagittarius is the strong house of Jupiter. In other words, Jupiter likes the constellation Sagittarius. All right, they're paired. And Jupiter was of old a king. Jupiter was a king. Okay, y'all? So they have that in common. Right? He is searching for his father's asses. And Sagittarius is the significator of asses and horses. Let's go back. Well, first, y'all know Sagittarius is half man, half horse. But when you look at the etymology of it, it has also been translated as ass and donkey, etc. I get this out of the Devil's Pulpit, but also, if y'all go back and watch, y'all go back and take the course that I did with the Devil's Pulpit. It's about 130 something videos, 400 hours of content there. Okay, I'm pretty sure I discussed the etymology. All right, of it being rendered as horse, donkey, and ass. Or y'all go check it yourself. But I highly recommend that y'all take that course. It's free. All right, it's free. The Devil's Pulpit. I've taught it twice. The last time was just before this video. Well, just before this class, rather. All right, y'all. Now let's go through it. Page 100. The zodiacal sign, Sagittarius, in astrology signifies one fond of dealing with horses, asses, and pets. Okay, so back to page 101. All right, back to page 101. Now let's continue. He meets Samuel in the gate. What gate? The east gate. And the gate of a prophet or priest of Israel was the east, okay? He was a Benjamite. And Aries, remember, is the east gate, all right? Right ascension, R-A. He was a Benjamite, and Aries is the sign of Benjamin. Do y'all remember that in Jacob's prophecy? As I have before explained, and this is the sign Sol, S-O-L, Latin for S-U-N, sun. Again, as I have explained beforehand, and this is the sign Sol, S-O-L, Sol. Notice the literary trick. S-O-L, Latin for soul. Sol, S-A-U-L. So what happened here? The consonants remain the same. S-L, still present. The vowel changed. Well, vowels are interchangeable. The O became either an A and a U, or the O became an A and they threw in the U. Why would they do that? Well, because you got eyes, right? But you'll not perceive because you've been cursed. You got ears, right? But you won't understand. Saul and Saul. Well, they sound the same, right? But spelled differently. You don't understand. Why? Because nobody ever gave you the game that this is astrology. And you must understand the basics at minimum of linguistics. Why? Where's my magic wand, y'all? What is the magic wand? Everybody should know this. What is the magic wand? Here it is. This is the magic wand, commonly called a pen today, or a pencil, right? This is the magic wand. What is it made out of? Hollywood. Hollywood. Huh? Hollywood, Hollywood. The magic wand is made out of Hollywood. And what do we do? What do we do, y'all? We change words. We change the original meaning of words, right? Right? S-O-L. Wait, get your pen. Jeremiah 8, verse 8. Get your pen. Keep the consonants the same and play with the vowels. And then go back and tell the secret society members who have achieved, who you have invited into the higher ranks of Freemasonry. And then you teach them. You introduce them by showing them the code and the technique that many of these Bible stories and the whole of the New Testament are what? Jeremiah 8, verse 8 occurrences, where the scribes wrote lies and they changed the book of the law, the book of natural law, the book of science, the book of magnetism, the book of electromagnetism, the book of cosmic energy, the book of astronomy and astrology. They used Hollywood, the magic wand, and by playing around with the words, changed it into a book of religion, a religious book, and brainwashed you through terrorism, through war, physical war, and religious or psychological terrorism. To this day, do y'all know that religion is abusive? It is a form of terrorism. Do y'all know that? Why can I say that? Well, because it ain't none of it true. And its intent is to denationalize you and steal your birthright. And to make you genocide your own self and your own people. It is a weapon of war. It is psychological terrorism. Okay? Making you see things that are not there, and things that are there you cannot see. And making you believe things that are not real. Let's keep going. All right? So we're dealing with Aries in the East Gate, right ascension. Sol, S-O-L, Latin for sun. Sol, S-U-L, a remix of what? Soul. Or sun, S-O-N, is exalted. Y'all got that? And in this sign, Sol, or sun, y'all know that in, is it Dutch? I forgot. Check my community post. Maybe it's Dutch. And German, S-O-N, is the same as S-U-N. Okay? Sun, S-O-N, is S-U-N. What did they do? They did the same thing. They kept the consonants the same in English and changed the vowel. Using what? The magic wand made out of Hollywood. Holy wood. Okay? So S-O-N is the S-U-N disc in the sky. But when you see the word, you see a masculine air. Okay? Y'all see how this works? How the curse works? Sounds the same, but the spelling is different, right? Right, y'all? Everybody see the literary magic that they did? All this time, you never knew that the S-O-N sun is the S-U-N or disk in the sky that changes night to day and day to night. You never saw it. Eyes to see, but you cannot perceive. Ears to hear, but you cannot understand. That's the historical Jesus cursing you. All right? Uncoupled your primary sensory organs that you depend on to navigate your environment, uncoupled them from your mind. Okay? Crippled you. Psychological terrorism. Religion is psychological terrorism. All right? Now let's continue. And again, he is in the gate or first degrees of Aries. Remember, every constellation, there are 30 degrees. 30 degrees in every constellation, okay? Jesus, 30 degrees. And the first 6 degrees are the terms of Jupiter. So that a Jupiter man enters Aries, where the first point of right ascension is. And herein had dignities, for he is not only in terms of Jupiter, but in his triplicity. That's 3, y'all, triple. Also the sign in which the S-U-N, which is also the S-O-N, becomes exalted. Y'all see that? Everybody see that? So he's in Aries. He's in the first 6 degrees. And Aries is the sign where the S-O-N, which is the S-U-N, gets exalted. Triplicity. Trinity. Again, it is seen that not only were the prophets called seers, you Hebrew Israelites, not only were the prophets called seers, but that the people consulted them on all occasions of trivial affairs of life, and that they, the prophets, who are seers, i.e., astrologers, took money, remember? Go back to Samuel chapter 9, verse 8. And the servant answered Saul again and said, behold, I have here at hand the 4th part of a silver shekel that I will give to the man of God to tell us our way. So they paid the prophet. They paid the seer. All right? They paid him constitutional money. All right? Now let's continue. The prophets who are seers, who are astrologers. Why would they call an astrologer a seer? Well, because you look into the starry heaven and you can see the constellations. You can see the location of each constellation and orient yourself in space and time, right? And you can go from point A to point B based upon what? What you see in terms of navigation. But what else can you do? You can also see by the configuration of the heavenly bodies, you can also see what they are telling you. What they are telling you. Okay, in other words, you can uncode the encoded message. You can uncode it based upon what you see. Okay, y'all? Based upon what you see, not based upon what a devil or a demon or a witch or a warlock or some other superstition you have. Okay, so prophets are seers, prophets are astrologers, and they took money for answering people's questions. And in this case, a very small sum of money was offered, a quarter part or a fourth of a shekel, or about 6 cents of our money. So this is 6 cents in 1892. All right, so that's a whole lot more than 6 cents in 2024. Okay, y'all? The reader must also, the reader, yeah, you're reading the stars. Y'all know, to a person who's illiterate, this looks like a bunch of what? A bunch of letters and spaces. It has no meaning at all. Why? Because they don't understand what words are, how to construct words. They don't understand the rules of punctuation. They don't understand how to make a paragraph or even what a paragraph is. They darn sure don't know what a chapter is and how to navigate through a chapter, right? They don't know the parts of speech. They're just looking at what? A bunch of encoded messages, and they don't have a clue what it means. And for those of us who look into the sky, and all we see are a bunch of lights, and we don't see any patterns at all. We can't read anything. Why is that? It's because we are illiterate. We're incompetent on the topic. But those who have studied it, they can look up and they can see the patterns. They can see the formations, right? The configuration of the heavens at that moment in time. And then they read it the same way I'm reading these paragraphs. Okay. And there's no gods and devils and no, none of that. They are reading. And the reading is based upon intelligence. Intelligence, competency in the subject matter. Okay? Period. Nothing to be superstitious or afraid of. In fact, you go back to the devil's pulpit. I wish I could remember. If it comes to me, I'll tell y'all. When you look up into the sky, you look at the heavenly bodies. If you don't know how to read or identify the constellations and the stars, you're looking at a what? A vast wilderness. It's a vast wilderness, and you're lost in the wilderness. You can't even get from point A to point B. You can't navigate. But if you know how to read them, if you can identify stars, constellations, well, now you can navigate. And now what? Instead of looking at a bunch of lights everywhere that have no meaning, no pattern, no recognizable pattern, nothing. Well, now that you can read it, you're looking at heavenly Jerusalem. Let me say that again. If you can see the constellations, you know where the stars are. Now you're looking at heavenly Jerusalem. The reader must also observe that Samuel took good care that his prediction should come true. By anointing Saul, listen, y'all, by anointing Saul and consecrating him as king before he showed him to the people. Y'all hear that? He set it up so his prediction would be true, thereby making his appearance all the more mysterious. Why would he want, if he's sincere, why would he want to add mystery and intrigue into this? It's not necessary. Why did he do that? Why would he do that? That's just going to confuse people, right? Mystery. That's confusion. Why did he do that? Thereby making his appearance, Saul's appearance, all the more mysterious after predicting that such a person should come. Now, the whole thing seems very wonderful to the uninitiated. To the uninitiated, that means those who are not in on the trick. But as plain as day to the astrologer. Y'all hear that? There's nothing magical about it. To the prophet, to the seer, to the astrologer. The 22nd chapter of 1 Samuel is devoted to the account of the slaying of the priest of whom Hamilelak rather, was the chief, because of their inquiring of the Lord for David, i.e., advising David by their science. Now remember, y'all, Lord has been remixed, repackaged, and sold to you, as the creator of the boundless universe. And that is not what Lord means. Tetal. Okay? So don't think, listen, let me read this again. Because of their inquiring of the Lord for David. In your mind, you're thinking, well, they were asking the creator of the boundless universe on behalf of David. No, it didn't say that. Okay, here again. The magic wand. Today they call it a pen, has been used to make you see something that is not there. This is connotative linguistics. Okay, you're seeing the creator of the boundless universe. And Lord, capital Lord, is not the creator of the boundless universe. In fact, if you look in the Strong's lexicon, that's going to take you to YHWH, right? Takes you to YHWH, and then its relation to YHWH, right? But remember, L, capital O, capital R, capital D. Y'all remember that? So when you go to Jehovah, Jehovah is Baal, Baali. Baal is a symbolical name for Jehovah or for Yahweh or for YHWH, tetragrammaton. This is Strong's number 1180. I'm not even touching on LORD yet. Okay, y'all? So you've been mind F. Jeremiah 8, verse 8. Okay? You have eyes to see. You see the word LORD, but you cannot perceive. All right? It is not the creator of the boundless universe. And once you know that this notion of a creation of the universe, well, let me not get into that. Let me not get let me not get into it. Let's keep going. But listen, y'all, my point is this: because of their inquiring of the Lord for David, the author writes, i.e., advising David by their science. They were inquiring of the science. They were going through what? Scientific investigation, scientific analysis. They were scientifically analyzing or doing what? Astrology for David. And this LORD is remixed, but it's really, they were using their knowledge of astrology on behalf of David. All right? Abiathar, one of the sons of Ahimelech, escapes and goes to David, having previously stolen, listen, y'all, having previously stolen an ephod or apron or the zodiacal horoscope for divining. Let me say it again. Ephod or apron or which is the zodiacal horoscope, horoscope. Y'all remember we went through that. Horus is the sun. The zodiacal horoscope for divining. Y'all think divining is wicked and you're going looking for information from the devil. But there is no devil as you've been taught. So let's deal with